Good day, viewers all over the world. You are welcome to Toilet Online Class. So before we move into the new topic, which is polynomial. I want us to differentiate between a function and an equation. So if you have this equation, x squared minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. Of course, we all know that this is a quadratic equation because the degree of x, the highest degree of x is 2, x squared. So this is quadratic. We can have linear equation. So what is an equation? An equation is solved to find its roots, which are the values of x, which satisfy the equation. So in this case now, if we factorize or use whatever method of solving quadratic equation that we have, we are going to get two values for x equal to, like in this case now, we are going to have s equal to 5 or s equal to minus 2. These two values of x represents the roots of this equation. This represents the root of this equation. But what do we understand by the word function? For instance, if y is a function of x, as we have it on the board, then if f of x is equal to x squared minus 3x minus 10, then I can actually factorize this to get this. Then this simply means that f of x is equal to s minus 5 into bracket s plus 2. Then, what do we understand by this function? What do we have there? A function cannot be solved, but is used to find the images of x. That is, the values of x, which makes f of x, this function, to be 0, are called the zeros of x. So the zeros of x in this function are s equal to 5 and s equal to minus 2. That is, when we substitute s equal to 5 here, 5 minus 5 is 0. Everything, this function f of x becomes 0. When we substitute s equal to minus 2 here, everything will vanish, everything becomes 0. F of x will also be equal to 0. So when we talk about the function, we talk about the zeros of the function. But if we talk about an equation, we talk about the root of the equation. So by the time we introduce polynomial, we'll be talking about the zeros of the polynomial, because polynomial is actually a function. We'll be dealing with a function. So that's just the difference between a function and an equation. An equation automatically will be equal to 0. We can make this to be equal to 0. We'll be talking about the roots of the equation. But when we have a function, just like a polynomial, what we have there, we can't talk about the root of that equation, but we can talk about the zeros of the equation. We talk about the zeros of the function. Sorry, zeros of the function. But we can talk about the root of the equation. Thank you.